All right, everybody, Captain Jeff, we're on our way over to Harbor Beach. Giant sewage spill as normal. We're having these sewage spills basically, I don't know, we call it 2 or 3 times a week. I just got a call from a friend of mine in Point of Americas. And right by the church over by Harbor Beach is about 2 feet underwater in sewage. In the city of Fort Lauderdale, Pompano, from Miami to Palm Beach, these municipalities want you to think that they got everything under control, and they don't. The infrastructures are friggin' failing everywhere. All over Fort Lauderdale, it's failing. We're having these sewage spills weekly, bi-weekly, almost every single day. And they want to tell you that they got it under control. They don't. Fish are dying by the thousands and thousands of tons all over the state of Florida. And we're going to document today why. So you see this traffic jam right here? We have traffic jams in the city of Fort Lauderdale because there's sewage flowing in the streets. How sick is that? The most affluent neighborhood in Fort Lauderdale, and they won't let you in because you have to drive through thousands of gallons of sewage to get in there. You see all this traffic? It's because they won't let people drive in there because we have sewage flowing in the streets. Just another day here in South Florida. Maybe another 400,000 or 500,000 people will move here this year. Because we're doing this right here. We're putting in thousands of toilets. These toilets flush into these pipes. These pipes break and go into the water. And there's no sign of any relief. It's going to get worse and worse and worse. The mayor said it. He said it was going to get worse before it got better. But you would think they'd at least be trying. Because they're not. They put in one giant main pipe. Everything else is broken. Everything is broken. And it's basically from Palm Beach to Miami. Every place that I fish, I'm watching the pollution. And it's disrupting everything. Look at the traffic. This is all because of a sewage break in the most affluent neighborhood in Fort Lauderdale. Look at it going right in the drain right there. So, this is Harbor Beach, one of the most affluent neighborhoods in all Florida. And the sewage is pouring down the street like a river. People are driving through it. There's a playground over here. There's a school right here. The kids are walking in it. They got the road closed because the sewage is pouring down the street. It's going right into that drain. And then there's a canal right here. And they're dumping it into the canal right now. But the state, they could care less. The county, they could care less. The cities, the municipalities are doing this all across the state of Florida. Look at the kids playing right here. People are trying to go to church. But there's sewage flowing down the streets. The sewage is flowing down the streets in Florida. They're putting in tens of thousands of more toilets into an infrastructure that doesn't work. And the sewage is going down the streets. How much can we put up with? I mean, we can tolerate pretty much anything. Like, it's just disgusting. Can I go through there? They got a guy, this is a guy that's dealing with it. But I want you to take a look at this water. Because there's a difference. This is Florida, so we're always going to have puddles and stuff. But the sewage, it's going down, look at, right in the middle of the church. They're trying to have their festivities, their functions and everything. There's the canal I'm talking about. So all that sewage is going right into that canal. They got the whole place blocked off. So, the next person that wants to ask me how the city's doing with the sewage problems and the infrastructure problems, this is what we got. There's so many sewage spills, I can't keep up with them all. My friend lives over here who fishes a lot. So he called me to let me know this was going on. But I'm telling you, 2 or 3 times a week somebody's calling me. These are just people that I know. As it pours down here, this is where it goes into the water, right there. How many thousands of gallons so far today? Now, I got pictures of the same street. It was 2 feet underwater an hour ago. We're going to go around the backside so I can show you this neighborhood that the sewage is flowing in. One of the most affluent neighborhoods in Florida. And there's not even anybody there. Nobody even cares. It's just normal now.
All of this is going right into a storm drain over there. Right. I want to see where that's coming out.
It's coming out right there.
Right there?
It's right there behind the, right there behind the church. So this is John from Clean Waterways. He's the guy that works for Clean Waterways. Those guys have that protein skimmer that can get the crap out of the friggin' water. What they've been doing for the last year or so is they go around and they do these water sampling tests because people need documentation, so-called proof, like your own eyes and ears and nose isn't proof enough. We need science, according to the government, in order to fix all this stuff. So guys like John, yeah, that's all sewage. How about that? Horrible. So anyway, the sewage coming down the road dumps into the water here. But John's been documenting this for over a year. They did well close to 300 tests, and 80 to 90% of those tests, the fecal bacteria levels, I mean, they're not just like a little off, like they're crazy off the charts.
They're failing by 6-7 fold at least.
So 6-7 times what it should be. The fecal bacteria levels are in this water. It's always got that funky green look to it when they're dumping this shit in there. It's just like cloudy and stuff. My good buddy Mark Zinn lives on the 15th Street Canal or 14th Street Canal. And he's been bitching and moaning like something just ain't right back here. And this is why. It's because the sewage leaks 24/7. Whether it's coming out in mass like this or it's leaking out like a broken sprinkler, it's coming out and just goes into the water. That pipe is back yonder on the other side. You can get to it.
I'll walk around you.
You can get to it from the other side. What we're going to show you now, this is exactly where that water goes. So the sewage is coming down the street, goes into this drain, and then goes into the canal system. Now this is the first canal from the inlet. This water should be fairly clean. It should test, because they do it by parts per million. I mean, it should test pretty good.
We do, we test fecal bacteria with the most probable number. So it's each one of these samples is 100 milliliters. So it's the most probable number of bacterial cells in 100 milliliters of water.
I fished down in Biscayne Bay about 4 nights ago maybe. We're out in the ocean in front of South Beach. The wind's blowing east. It smells like you're fishing in fucking sewage. So, Crandon, coming out of there.
Yeah.
Then over by the Miami River where that big boat is, close to where that Ferris wheel is, it's coming out of there. They got a valve there, just like they got here.
Yeah.
When it rains.
For more information, listen to the Real Guy podcast.